Welcome to the Traders Show. This episode is brought to you by Paperstone. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Traders Show, and in this episode we're going to be talking about the truths about forex trading. So we'll give about each of us about 2 points or so about the truths that are out here about forex, and if you do the opposite, that's the lies about forex. Okay, so that's what we'll talk about with the boys. We're glad to be back over here. As you'll see Taras later on, he's back on the set. You guys have not seen him for some time, but here we are. Yeah, so I'm excited to share with you guys. Market-wise, things have been going great. Looking at the markets, we've been seeing the dollar continuing to rise. Dollar has been king. The trend is your friend until the trend changes. Okay, so that's what has been happening across the board. Looking at other pairs which have really been weakening against the dollar. Not only currencies but also stocks, cryptocurrencies. They've really been moving in a downtrend for the past more than almost a year now. Yeah. I know the whole of this year, the indices, most indices, cryptocurrencies have been in a bear market as much as the dollar is rising. So that's what has been going on the markets. Apart from that, the boys will introduce themselves and then we'll start on from there. So, Taras.
Greetings people. So as Caleb said, I'm very glad to be back. It's been a while since I was here, the elections drama, so I was a bit away from work, but I'm back. Very glad to be here. It's a wonderful Saturday. As you can see, I'm wearing the dollar, so the dollar has been very strong. So,
representing
it. So and actually it's very funny that of late, just from my trading style and from my how I trade, I think you all know I'm a contrarian trader, so sometimes my trades will be against the trend, and it's been kicking my ass for a few weeks. Been trying to buy some stocks, it's not happening.
On the kick,
yeah, things are tough. So in terms of, but of course that is how trading is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but it's been a tough 2 weeks, actually maybe 2-3 weeks for me. I've not made any cent. Actually, I've been losing a lot of money over the past 3 weeks. But let's see what September has for us. So that was August. August was a losing month for me. But let's hope for September, for a good September. And that is one thing actually that I think can be a point later in about the truth about forex trading. Is that yes, you'll have some losing months. You'll have some very good months also. But that is one truth I think just came into my introduction. But so August was a tough month, but September is here. Continue just doing the same thing that you do. Consistency is key, so that is what I'm pretty much working on. Apart from that, I'm glad to be here again to share what I know about trading. Very interesting chats with my colleagues and friends. So we'll tell you what we think is the truth about forex trading. Yeah. Ken.
So hello traders, hope you're fine, hope you're having a wonderful time wherever you're watching us from. So welcome back on set. Like my two friends have said, today we're going to be talking to you about the truths about forex trading. I think in general, when you approach something, you don't know the truth. As much as reality may be harsh, I think you stand a better chance of succeeding with reality if you can teach yourself to stand in the right side of reality. Other than being in denial, you have to come to accept some truths about some of the things that you're doing, and you have to embrace them and try and position yourself in the right way. I think if you embrace the truth, you stand a better chance of success in general for me, rather than not embracing the truth. And it may take you some time to figure out your truth, and again, your truths may keep on changing. So I think when you start out, you may have different beliefs from what you have in the middle of your journey, and probably what you have even at the end of your journey. You may start out very optimistic. In the middle, it may be very tough, but as the sun comes down, you may end up a very happy, fulfilled person. So you really need to understand the journey you're venturing into, and why it's important. So I think that's what you're going to generally talking about. Markets, like my two friends have said again, strong dollar, weak stocks, weak pound, weak euro. Markets are generally going lower. Rates are going higher. Employment was released on
Friday.
yesterday. So So markets also come back a bit due to the rise in unemployment, which means the Feds maybe maybe forced to pause by the economy. However, I think the Feds have clearly pointed out that they're not willing to back down. So I don't know who to trust, whether it's the market or the Fed. But I think when you're trading, you want to trust the market, because as much as you may trust the Fed, you need to know how to position yourself depending on what the market is doing, not what the Fed is saying. So if the market goes up, you need to position yourself in the right way, and if it goes down, you need to also position yourself in the right way. So I think Caleb will start us off. He'll share his points and what he thinks about some of the truths about Forex trading.
Yeah, for sure. So like Ken was saying, sometimes it's better to deal with the truth. I remember Ray Dalio normally says it's like if you're sick and you go to the doctor, or because some people normally get sick, then they don't want to go to the hospital. They don't want to know the problem is, they just get better. Let's talk about things like these diseases like HIV, such stuff. People never want to know the truth because they might find it harder to deal with it. But it's better you know the truth and deal with it. You might even live longer in the knowledge of it, because you'll be treating yourself accordingly. Yeah, so like, I was just adding to that point, like Ken was saying. So you'd rather know the truth, and that's what we want to share with you people. So a bit of these things, we'll talk about them. I'm sure you guys know about them, some of them.
Caleb, I think Redale says know the reality and deal with it.
Yeah. Get to know the reality and learn how to deal with it. Yeah, because like Ken was saying, many people evade reality. You always running to do other things. You don't want to face reality head on. Maybe you're broke, you don't want to face it. It's true, you're broke, you go do other things. You go look for rich friends and sit with them and hide behind them. You get my point. Yeah. So I was going to start with my first point in terms of... I was saying the things we're going to talk about, you've heard us talking about them. We keep saying it many times. If you listen to a podcast, you listen that we keep inserting them. So it's very common, but today we'll just touch a bit on them. So point number one for me that I'll talk about is that you can't predict the market. Forex trading the truth number one, you cannot predict the market. I remember when we started out trading, I used to do that. If I speak personally, you're trying to, because if you know me, so you guys know me, I trade the patterns. So you're sort of trying to predict, over here a head and shoulder is going to form, over here this is going to be a double top. So what I used to do an analysis on Monday. Over the weekend. I've predicted the whole week what I expect to happen in the market. Exactly. I've already closed my mind. So I've analyzed the market on a Saturday, Sunday, and that time markets are not moving. If Forex market is 24/5, so weekends it's closed. Done my analysis, created a good plan. This is what I expect to see in the market. So I've sort of weather forecast. This is what will happen on Monday, Tuesday, whatever. So the disadvantage of that is that it didn't keep me in the present moment. So there's what I expected, then there's what happens in the market. Now, what happens in the market, because now I had to change that, because since you cannot predict the market, what can you do? Try and learn how to properly interpret what is happening in real time in the market. So a certain pattern is coming. Like these days, I don't trend forecast. I'm going to see a triangle over here, or we're going to see the market going up or down. The markets will do what the market will do. So along that process, the market will create a certain pattern, which I'm familiar with. Then I trade that pattern. It comes something like a shooting star, pin bar. Now I'll take a trade with respect to what has just happened. Sometimes even what I was predicting, sometimes the market changes. So I adapt to that. I stopped doing the predictions and forecasting. That one, you, my friend, you'll be wasting a lot of time. I wasted time doing that, because now when the week came, I'm fixed, like Ken said, my mind is closed. I'm fixed with what I expected to happen. None of that happens, meaning the whole week there's nothing I did. because nothing happened. So at the end of the week, I'm disappointed. On Saturday again, I'm doing another analysis to predict the next week. You get, so it's a vicious, repetitive cycle which cannot help you. So right now, I don't even stress over the weekends. What I can do is things like back testing, just analyzing how the previous week was, maybe looking at the fundamentals that are coming out next week, such stuff. But maybe I'm journaling or reading what I've learned in the past week, all such stuff. But I'm not really trying to predict what will happen next week. So now this what happens. What I do now, I have to be very alert. I'm a swing trader, so I'm not also focused. By saying that, now that I'm in the present, it's not like I'm always on the charts. I'm sort of watching the markets on a 4-hour time frame. So I normally call this, when you're trading, I normally teach my students that you need 3 time frames. So there's the HTF, TTF, and LTF. The HTF is the higher time frame. TTF is the trading time frame, which you should pay focus on, and then LTF is the lower time frame, which you're looking for. So the HTF, the high time frame, is the big picture. You're looking at the direction of the trend, because I'm a trend trader. TTF, I'm coming to look at the patterns that will help me get an entry to go in the direction of the trend. Then LTF, I'll go to the 1 hour to get those early entries. Okay, so those were basically what I'm looking at. So my 4 hours, my HTF. So I'm looking at the markets almost every 4 hours. So every 4 hours, when candlestick closes, I'm checking the markets. Sometimes I'll check in between, but most of the time those 4 hours. So my point number one, I don't want to be too long, is just make sure you're not trying to predict the market. You're instead trying to be in the present and analyzing the market in real time and interpreting that, and then trading or not trading according to what you're interpreting from the market or what information you're taking in.
Great point.
Yeah.
So I think I should go next with my for this point. I have shared it with a lot of people, and it breaks their heart. When I tell someone that trading will take years, not just years, for you to grasp the concept and like just execute it with perfection. Like it will take you years. Learning markets for us, our course is just 2 months. You will understand candlesticks. You'll understand maybe how to strategies. Yes, risk utasikia maybe. I don't know if you'll understand psychology also, but it's not rocket science.
And
But
you'll hear. You're not sure if they'll understand.
Like the reading part is not the hard part of trading. So my main at that point was basically trading takes years for you to become a profitable trader, profitable and consistent trader. So that point for me is until someone, it will take you 3-4 years. Like like you just see the morale in someone just going down, because someone comes into the markets thinking maybe they will get rich sooner or quick, or maybe make money quick, maybe after they've understood. And I think you also see that in some of our clients who come into the office.
Yeah.
Like the first thing they ask is, so after I finish the course, will I start making money? You see? And the moment you tell this person, no, you will not make any cent. Like
For now.
Yeah, for now. Like like just immediately you won't make money, but it will take you maybe, because even after maybe learning even our course, the next thing is going into spending time into backtesting. That can take you 2 to 3 months to like have a solid backtest, not just quick things. Like to have a solid backtest, testing different strategies, testing different pairs will take you time also. So there's a lot of time being spent in the learning part and also in the experience part of now live trading. So that is one thing that I think most people need to come to reality with, that it will take you time. So it's a worthy endeavor though. So after all, I think there was a time when we were talking with Michael, and he said everything he had lost for almost over 10 years, he made it back in a few months of trading big money. So the moment you've been consistent enough with small capital, you can easily leverage to trading 1 billion shillings, and at that point, making just a percentage, you are making a lot of money. That's about 10 million shillings if you're trading
$100,000.
$10 million. a billion shillings.
$1 billion shillings.
Yeah, exactly. So it will also take you time to get to that level. So as you start out, maybe in your first 3 to 5 years, maybe you'll be managing even less than $10,000. Then after that, you can leverage maybe through the current avenues. You can easily leverage to higher capital. So it takes time. Like the moment before you even for us, we've not even gotten to where we want, right? So like we are maybe aiming to be managing $1 billion shillings in the next maybe 2 years, 3 years, but you're not there yet. So basically, that is where we want to like that is where trading starts to make sense to you in terms of the reward it's giving you. And I think it just takes time. So be comfortable with it, be easy with it. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to look for shortcuts in trading. There are no shortcuts in this market. The moment you try to look for shortcuts, most likely you can die easily. So you can easily die. So that you want to flip accounts, such strategies, just trying to force things. So maybe you are starting to raise money before you've gotten competent and all that. So I think a lot of lessons from trading comes from the amount of time it takes you for you to learn about markets, about yourself, and learning. There's a lot of things that actually goes around just understanding markets and about understanding yourself. So that is one thing that if you want to come into these markets, if you are, I think most of you who watch our podcast, I think you are very interested in markets. I think you have to come to terms with that it will take you time. And I don't think I know of very great successful traders who made it in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years.
So on average, how long?
Depending on also if you get good education. If you come for maybe a course, maybe it can shorten it. Because maybe, like for us, we started backtesting almost in the 3rd year of trading. See? But if you finish a 2-month course and someone has already showed you how to backtest, it cuts down your learning journey. So getting the right education really cuts down your learning journey, but not by a big factor. Because I think, let's say, if you get good education, can take you 3 years. Without education, can take you 5 years. I think I can say that.
Okay. I think for me, I'd start with pursuing trading is more of a journey in self-discovery than it is learning about markets. I think, just like you've said, if it's learning about markets, I don't think many people will give up on something that just requires you to read. I don't think anyone has a problem. If you're told to read 3, 4, 5 books, 10 books, and you'll get $1 million, everyone will read those books. But when it comes to looking at some things like yourself and behaving in certain ways and managing yourself in certain ways, for example, avoiding animal instincts in the market, that is a very simple, it's a very powerful skill set, and it's very simple, but very hard to do. It's not easy. I think simple and hard are very different. I think easy is what it isn't. Like doing some of these things is hard. If you're told to look into yourself and see why you're behaving in certain ways, for example, you may put a position where you've decided, okay, I'm willing to lose a percentage, 1.5%. You execute a position, the market moves against you, and instead of you honoring your stops, you start moving your stop. Why? You don't want to lose. You want to avoid pain, you're in denial. Such things. Those are the hard things of trading. You've seen some profit in the market, some $300, $400. You already have a predefined target. But the minute the market starts fluctuating, you start again coming in with animal instincts. You don't have a system, you don't have a setup, and you still want to trade and make money.
Those are animal instincts.
Those are all animal instincts. If you think about them, you're just doing things to fulfill your brain. Like if you study psychology enough, you'll see that the functions of irrationality are what interferes with good trading. In true sense, I don't see any fear in losing 3-4% if you're going to make 10% somewhere. Okay?
Yeah.
But at the point of losing 3%, you feel like you need to make back your money immediately. And I don't know where we got that idea of, I don't know if it comes naturally to us. I'm trying to understand. The idea that if I lose money, I have to recoup it today. Okay. and every day I must make money. Trading it's not a day job. This is something that you have to be patient, you have to be very vigilant, you have to be prudent, cautious, and at the same time you have to be aggressive, you have to know when to take risks. You cannot be too risk aversive at the same time. You cannot be too risk seeking. It requires a fine balance, the fine balance between underconfidence and overconfidence, which is confidence, the fine balance between courage, fear, and irrationality, which is courage. Like, you need to be properly balanced, properly oriented for you to make sound decisions in the market. And it's that is hard. If you look at any trader who's making money consistently, there's a composure to how they behave. This thing is not what many people, it's not the depiction of Wolf of Wall Street, the guys who are taking cocaine and
Or the
partying every day and doing such things.
Or the social media South African lifestyle.
Exactly. Okay, there's that aspect of, I can be driving a Lamborghini, but I'm structured and very self-aware.
Yeah.
I can be going to a party on a Friday and I'm very structured and self-aware. What I mean is, if you have not accepted, I think in life, if you're not conducting yourself in certain ways, it will reflect in your trading. For example, if you're not disciplined, it will reflect in your trading. If you're too emotional, it will reflect in your trading. If you're too impulsive, it will reflect in your trading. If you're impatient, it will reflect in your trading. Okay? The market is just a mirror. Like the market in itself, people always say market ilichukua. Market, it only moves. Like, you're the one who decides, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to get out here, I'm going to do this and this. So the market in itself has no problem.
It's neutral.
It's neutral. It's your behaviors that are the problem. It's your ways of looking at things that is the problem. That is where the problem is. You're better off, you stand a better chance at succeeding in markets if you come to it with the idea that you're going to work on yourself more than with the idea that you're going to work on learning candlesticks and all these other things. It's after, if you give people a strategy and tell them this is a strategy that works 65% of the time and the risk reward is this, and if you follow this, you'll make money consistently, you'll still be surprised that people will interfere with rules. People will not adhere to the risk management guidelines you give them. Greed will come in, fear will come in. Irrationality is a common function of failure in the markets. Okay? Sure. So you must really, really think hard and try as much as possible to portray yourself that in the market in a way that is not irrational. You must, for example, nowadays for me, I've learned that sometimes you lose. You don't have to win every time.
Yep.
And it's in life, even in life in general.
And that's another truth in Forex. You lose.
Exactly. You will lose.
Many times.
Sometimes you lose, sometimes you
win. It's not every battle that you, even when you're with people, because
losing is normal. Because for me, for example, like when I passed the challenge, you remember when I was telling you, I had a 30% hit rate. My RR is what helped me.
Exactly.
I lost 5 trades and only won 2.
See, but you're still able to
get 10%.
Yeah.
Remember, it was 10%. Yeah.
You get. So the point is, I believe, like, for a trader,
you have to learn to deal with those losses.
Yeah, you have to learn. Your attitude towards losses has to change. You have to be a very humble person. I don't think you can be a good trader. Like, I always see these musicians or I wouldn't say names. Some wise man say, praise by name, criticize by category. So since I'm going to criticize, I won't say the specific names. But if you think about how certain people conduct themselves because they have money, I don't think in trading that really applies. You can't be drunk on your success in trading. You can't have an ego. The market will humble you. And a trader can make 5 million, 6 million. It's not in my head. Those are just numbers. It's a scorecard. And at the same time, if I lose that money, it's not in my head. My self-esteem does not come from the fluctuations of my P&L. You get? I'm focused on better things when I'm trading. I think that is what really defines a trader. And that is the path of self-discovery. It's not really a path of looking at charts and everything else. And that is why trading will even take years. If I tell you to sit down and think about yourself and discover yourself, you have to learn to observe yourself and do it consistently, and then observe some patterns, and then create new patterns, then break those patterns. Seriously. But it's a path towards self-discovery. That's what I'd generally say. Yeah, so I think that would be my opening point.
Paperstone gives you access into the global markets with more trading opportunities, first-class customer service, and peace of mind. Withdrawals are quick, and for those in Kenya, M-Pesa is enabled. Paperstone Markets Kenya is regulated by the Capital Markets Authority. To open an account with Paperstone and begin your trading, click the link on the description below. Yeah, and I think I'll take it on from the point you're saying on, because it was one of my points, for losing. You should learn to, in trading, one of the truths is that you lose. It's just like any other business. It'll take you time, like Tara was saying. It's going to take you time. Forex is just like it's just like going to school to learn how to cook, be a doctor, be an engineer, whatever profession. It's going to take 3, 4, 5 years. Okay. Yeah. So that's going to take time. Now, during that process while you're learning, one of the main things you're going to learn is how you have to accept that you're going to make losses, and then look for ways of how to deal with the losses. One way of doing it is Taras teaches very well in his class for risk management. Risk an amount you're comfortable with. Even you won't have any stress. When the trade comes, it was an amount 1%, 2%, or even less. You can handle it. Okay. So now another thing I was learning from not Dr. Brett, but rather Van Thap, he was saying you have to have this what you call meaning reframe. Remember that he talked about in the discipline trader. Yeah. Meaning reframe, what he meant or what that means is reframe the meaning of whatever has happened to you. Any situation that happened to you, learn to look for ways of how to reframe it. For example, if you've had a loss, instead of beating yourself up, I've made a loss, I can't get back up, I'm fearful for taking the next trade, such things have started kicking in. Reframe it and start saying big if it was a big loss equals big learning. So you've learned a lot. It's just like us we like to say in the office, nika school fees umelipa. You just learned 1 or 2 things that you had to pay for, which, like Tara said, Gitosh also was telling us how for years he lost money, then in a few months he made all the money back that he had lost and much more. Okay, and that's the same thing you guys will go through, or even us we're going through. We've been losing for years, then slowly as we've been learning, we've been taking time learning to accept our losses. Now these days when we take trades, we accept the loss. You don't start moving stop loss, because people who move stop losses are people who have not accepted the loss, and mind you, if you move your stop loss, you're even increasing the loss. So you won't even accept it more. So the more it moves, the more you'll move it, because you're not accepting it. So you enter into what to call a loss trap. It's a normal thing that happens to traders when you're starting out. But in the long term, now you come and learn to deal with it. And one of the things to do that, the meaning reframe. Whatever happened to you, just put it in a different context and learn from it. Like for me, I'm normally like that, being very positive. And it's a skill you teach yourself. It's not that you're just born with it. You learn how to deal. Okay, I've made a loss, what have I learned from it? Like there's some losses I just lost 1%, but you've learned about 10 things. Yep. So much in that. Some losses you'll just learn 1 thing or 2. Maybe it was just a systematic loss, there's no much. But the others you really did a lot. Like for me in the prop farm challenges we have been doing, and also in my personal trading, there are many things I used to do. I'm going out of my trading plan, I start doing other things, which makes me even lose even more. And normally when I lose money, another thing apart from the meaning reframe, when you lose money following the plan, it's a good loss. You get? Yep. You took your trading system, came here, gave you a good entry, your stop loss was here and your stop loss was hit. Tap yourself on the back because it was a good trade. If it comes again, you'll still take it. You won't ignore it. It's just that this time markets are not 100% efficient. This time it was maybe 50% probability. The other 50 was against you and it went against you and hit your stop loss. So learn how to deal with your losses. Very, very important. And another thing was also to add on Ken's point, trading also requires you to trading does not only, it's more than what meets the eye. Meaning, trading is not all about becoming the best technical analyst. If you find someone who's just analyzing the market, because I remember and I'm sure you guys have seen me going through that transition. How I went from being analyst, the attempts to I just used to analyze. You guys used to ask me, Caleb, have you taken any trade? Hey, I've done a very good analysis, no trade. And then I started taking trades. Caleb, have you taken a trade? Yes. We risk ngapi 0.1, 0.2. You remember?
Yep.
Small. So those days I was trading. It has a lot, and I remember I learned this from someone who used to follow online. I won't mention any name, but I remember the first time I heard that he said that trading, once you learn technical analysis, the cousins and brothers are starting to come. You're going to learn how to risk management. The hardest one, psychology, how to deal with your own psychology, how to things like back testing, taking breaks off the market, when not to trade, playing defense and offense, okay, being a conservative and aggressive. Those things, trading encompasses a lot, okay, and you have to put all that together. So that's one truth. Just because you're a good analyst, okay, and many people are normally employed as analysts but never as traders. George Soros used to work with who? George Soros used to be the so a risk kuweka do. It was Jim Rogers, the analyst. They used to work.
Oh, yeah.
It was Jim Rogers, yeah. So
Jim
Jim Rogers is very good fundamental analyst.
Yeah.
But when it came to putting a bet on the trade, he could do it, but he was not as good as George Soros. Okay, so if you find you're weak on one side, it doesn't mean that you should just force yourself to change. You can teach yourself to change and learn over time, but sometimes work with people who can do that. Like I remember, I used to be on the opposite spectrum of taking risks. Kina Ken and Taras on the other side of taking risks. So you learn from their side, then you start coming. Tunakupatana katikati. These days I'm comfortable. These days I can take some risks, especially if I followed my system. I'm not really scared. So my main point on that one, apart from the losses, was that trading requires much more than just one aspect. When you come to trading, don't say you're going to become the best psychologist or learn how psychology the best. You'll have to learn psychology, you learn risk management, you learn technical analysis, and then after learning that, you find practical ways of putting it together that will help you now get financial returns. And mind you, we are all different, so different people will approach it. Like Taras was just saying, right now he's a contrarian. The markets now have really been trending. His system, he's been following his system, which is a good thing. He should tap himself on the back. He hasn't said, okay, Caleb, what are you doing on your side? Help me trade, okay? Because I'm a trend follower. Market has been working in the direction Evo that I'm following. We work. Caleb, help.
The moment you stop doing yours, it starts working.
Exactly.
Yeah, Caleb, pullbacks now starts. Hey, then trading this stuff ni magic.
Yeah, because there's a time trading is like that. That's the biggest you've made in a month is what? It was about 400% return back then in 2020 when it was COVID.
Back in the days,
yeah,
I think 370.
300 and something percent. Yeah, Taras has made 300 doing same thing you're doing. Yeah, it's just saying the previous month has been down, but you've not blown an account.
Nope.
You're not down more than 10%. Yeah, so you're managing risk, okay, at the end of the day. So those are good things. Someone else might come and say Taras' system is losing too much, Evo, because he doesn't understand Taras' system. That's why I'm saying we're different and we have different systems. So learn different aspects of trading and then combine them to become a profitable trader. So I think those are my points.
Okay, nice. For me, I think because I think we want to do a very short clip shoot. But for me, also, I believe one thing that people should come to terms with is trading is not for everyone. Not everyone can be a trader. So, in as much as it can look cool, seeing rich people.
And that's what happens. Creative. Many people think it's cool. If Taras did it, I can do it.
Yeah. Trading is something very, very different from what most people think about it or how they understand it. So you need to understand that trading you can try your shot at it, but if it doesn't work for you, just accept it. So some people and also there are also ways of participating in the markets, but not as the person on the steering wheel. So trading, like as my colleagues have said, the amount of time it needs for you to know about yourself, that self-discovery journey, not many people are okay with it. People want to stay in their cocoon of denial. So most times they won't want to come out and say, okay, this month I've lost 8%. It's like just trying to do what I do. Most people will try and not work around that. So it like in as much as there's a lot of awareness coming into the markets, a lot of people, especially here in Kenya, there's a lot of brokers are coming in. Very many people are being lured into the industry, but you have to understand that first of all, trading needs a lot of capital. Not everyone can access that capital. It cannot work for you in that case. So maybe you need, let's say, $10,000, $50,000. Even just starting capital, okay, maybe just as the way we started, Ken, with $300. Some people even can't raise $300, you see. So someone wants to start trading with $5. That means trading is not for you. So
$5.
Yeah, you see, like there's a lot of things that can make trading not work for you or not be the business that you will do, and that is a truth, because I think in this podcast tumekuja hapa tukaambia watu ukweli.
Kweli wa mambo.
So in as much as yes, you can say, hey, me I want to be like Caleb, I want to pass this challenge, it can be like wishful thinking. So sometimes it's very, very important to be true with yourself. Yeah, don't fantasize so much about trading. You know, it's there. People are showing the lifestyle. We've seen a lot of people live very good lives from trading, and they've been showing it. Guys buying very big mansions in LA, just from the markets. And you feel like, if this guy did it, I can do it. So if it's not for you, you can choose to maybe look for other avenues of participating into the markets. You can maybe get someone to invest for you. So there are firms currently which invest for people. You can choose to look into them. They can help you take those risks and manage your money better than you. And actually they give some good returns also. So if it's not for you, just accept it. Understand that it's difficult. Some people even have been in the markets for 2, 3, 4 years. Then finally they just call ends. That is just it about trading. You can try it, but think the success rate of trading increases the more you're in the markets, the more you try and survive in the markets. So, and not a lot of people, as I started with my first point, are okay with asa 5 years no Asha quit, no? Already just by this person like not being comfortable with waiting for 5 years makes him just not make it in the market. So trading is a very good business. I'll advise anyone who has passion for it, anyone who has the drive, the consistency to do it. Like it needs a different breed of someone. Like you need to be just too dedicated into it, and if you can do that, if you can take it seriously, make it your full-time job, not trying to steal some hours. Maybe you're looking at markets 1 hour per day. It can't work, you see. So
1 hour per day in your starting days.
1 hour per day. Also doing 12 hours of analysis back in the days.
Man, when you're starting.
Reading and all that. So trading just needs you to be, of course it can work for someone, but for a lot of people actually it can work, but you really need to have that drive, the consistency. Not that you've not looked at markets 3 months, for 3 months, then you're coming back and saying nilikuwa nimeenda break. This thing that I need break at all. You need to know markets week by week. So
That's the truth.
That's the truth again about it. So you can't say unajua since January I was in another business. Now I'm back into the market. You see, like that is the truth about markets. And
It's true.
Yeah, so just understand that it's not for everyone, and if you think it's for you, you really need to commit to it. Like give it your all. Like just go all in, leave everything else you're doing, and just go all in into the markets. Just go broke and just decide I'll be broke, yes, but
Go broke.
Yeah, but
What do you mean?
I'll be broke, but I'll like you even better lose your job. Like Caleb, like let's say you've finished campus. You have an option. I want to be a trader, or I want to be hired for 35,000. You better lose that 35,000. You don't have it, but you're trying to look into how you will make your trading work.
You'd rather pick a short-term sacrifice for the long-term
Exactly. That is the point. So go broke as you're starting out, because
you'll go broke.
Yeah, and even the little money you have, maybe don't deposit kwa account. You see, your little $500 is maybe all you have, and now that is the real thing about trading. And if you can go through that, then you have a ghost of a chance.
You stand a ghost of a chance.
Stand a ghost of a chance. I think that is my parting shot.
Ken, what truth? Been there, done that.
Been there, done that, brother.
But anyway, I think what you've said is trading in general, you have to sort of take some sacrifices and make some sacrifices. It's a full-time job, which is very, very competitive. You can imagine if you're looking at it now and I'm looking at it 12 hours, honestly, you don't stand a chance against me because I'm well prepared. I'm better.
12 times per day.
Normally 12 times per day.
And
the average guy.
And I'm going after you. I'm doing it every day. And you so I'm compounding 12 times faster than you can.
So you say Nicola Ras, amechukua 3-month break.
Mso break umemwingilia sana bana. Kitu sengine ina need solitude. Unasema wacha nichukue break kidogo. But anyway, I think what I'd say is also it's an unfortunate fact, but trading requires a lot of capital also. Seriously.
Yeah.
For you to make money in this game,
it's true. That's the truth.
You require a lot of money, especially to sustain a living. Like, I'm not saying...
What capital, by that subjective. What do you tell them?
Assume, and I like giving practical examples, or I like using practical life, okay? Assume let's break down three people into 2 baskets, or even 3. And break down people into 3 baskets, or rather you'll be broken down into 3 subsets of your life. This is where we are right now. For us, we have our own responsibilities. We have our houses. You have to pay your own bills. issues. Yeah, you have your bills, nini. Then in time you'll have not only your bills but your bills and maybe your family. And then over time you'll have your bills, your family, and your parents and all that. Okay, let's say just. For example, so practical living, assume you're living off 250,000 a month, 300,000 every month. If you're living off that cash every month,
300,000.
Yeah, it's about $3,000. Okay, at a 3% return rate a month, you need $100,000. Okay, at a 5% return rate, at a 10% return rate, you need half of that. Which is $50,000, okay? So if you're going to be making money from markets consistently, and like Lavi, this month I may lose, sindio? Sasa ajalipa bills zake.
Madame sort.
So you still have to sort your bills. As a trader, you must also know that, in fact, you should be sorting your bills annually.
Yeah.
A good trader unafo sort bills zako annually. Your rent is paid for the whole year and very many other things. For you even to trade with peace of mind.
Yeah.
But now if you're trading $100, you can start there. We are not saying you cannot. You
for
can
practice.
Start there. Yeah, you can start there for practice to feel
not
the
to
market.
make a living.
But a living, precisely. Making a living. Don't make a living.
Exactly.
Making money and making a living.
And you're not even making a living, like we were saying, like even as you trade, you get to a point where now you're no longer making a living, you're creating wealth.
Yeah.
You evolve also. See, it is pia uta make a living forever.
Good point. So from
You start first of all learning uko una survive.
You're making a living.
No, like us now we are there making a living. But over time, in the next 5-6 years, you'll be creating wealth yani pesa ya food na vitu kama hizo umesolve like hautafuti pesa ya kukula ama ya rent ama no you're now looking for other things growth wealth creation yani creating wealth. So I feel like for traders you need to really understand that if I'm going to make it in this game, it's not a $100 vision or a $10,000 vision or a $100,000 vision. This is a game of millions if you're going to be playing it.
Of dollars.
Of dollars, not millions of shillings, millions of dollars. If you're going to play this game, that should be the only goal. It is too stressful to play this game at a level of $20,000, $30,000.
The amount of pain you've gone through.
Exactly, doesn't make sense.
You to even look for $1 billion. Like
Exactly.
That should be your goal, maybe.
You need to
At
look
the peak,
over in the
maybe.
horizon and
$1 billion.
aim for such levels of cash.
For such levels of cash, yeah.
Because
True,
it's
true.
a powerful skill.
Mm.
It's a powerful skill if you can master it. So understand that. Wacha kuwa na hii vision ya nataka kutrade $500 account, $5,000. Unajua nikipata $5,000 sasa nimesoma.
Funga. Ujenda.
Ndio unaanza safari.
That should be your risk.
Exactly. Like trade. Exactly.
Risk per trade.
So you find that $5,000 is risk per trade. So making $30,000, $20,000 a month, that should be easily attainable for a trader. Easily is the keyword.
Yeah.
After you've gone through the journey. Easily is after you've gone through the journey. Si tena you've pata potea umefunga macho ukafungua ukafika hapo. No. You've been in the markets maybe more than 5 years, I'm assuming 6 years, in fact 7.
Almost 6.
Yeah, almost going
This
down
is
even
6.
to 10, let's say. But when that time comes now, you need to understand that it's a game where you need a lot of capital. Okay, so I think that's what I'd say is my final point. It's not a game of little money. It's a game of big boys. It's not a game of small fish. You need to swim with the sharks. Yeah. If you're not swimming with the sharks, you'll get eaten. That's the right word. Yep. That's what I'd say.
So you need to be the shark.
Pardon? Said like a shark.
You need to be the shark.
You don't even need to swim with the sharks.
Sharks are the top predators in the water. A shark's eaten.
Most likely.
By who?
Killer whales.
Yeah,
Killer whales.
They can
Killer
be
whale is
eaten.
the one at the top. But anyway, you get my point.
Yeah.
So I believe that's it, boys.
Yep.
Finally, I think one last truth is that you have to trade with a reliable broker. So
That's true.
if you're watching this,
Need
switch up
first
to
to draw
Pepperstone.
ones.
So Pepperstone is an award-winning broker regulated by CMA. So I think there's a link below this video. You can use it to open an account and start trading. And so that is another truth about trading. You have to trade. You have to be in the market. You have to have an
that's true.
account. You see,
A live
a
account.
live account with Pepperstone. So that is also another truth. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening to us. Share this with your friends and family, and I hope it helps you not get into the other side of lies about trading. So I think you can stop there.
So yeah, guys,
Nice chat, guys.
that's it. And like always, remember, stay woke, stay financially literate. See you soon. Thank you very much for watching Financial Hub's content on YouTube. For more Forex analysis, financial education, podcasts, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.